Have you ever wondered how some people effortlessly connect with others, especially with women, as if they've unlocked a secret formula? What if I told you there's a simple technique to hack a woman's mind, a way to understand her thoughts, emotions, and desires on a deeper level? This isn't about manipulation or games. It's about connection, understanding, and creating authentic moments that leave lasting impressions. In this free content I've created for this channel, I'm not just sharing techniques. I'm giving you tools to build better relationships and redefine how you interact with women. But here's the deal. I need your support to keep going. A simple like from you means the world to me. It's not just a click. It's your way of saying, I'm with you on this journey. So, buckle up, dive in, and let's explore this empowering technique together. I promise, it'll change the way you see relationships forever. Number 1. The courage to show up. How vulnerability opens doors to connection. One evening, I found myself sitting in a cozy bar with a friend, chatting and laughing over drinks. The air was filled with energy, and everything felt just right. Then, as I glanced across the room, I saw her. She wasn't just beautiful. There was something magnetic about her presence. My chest tightened, and my heart raced. It was as if the world had paused, and for a split second, I felt like I had stumbled across someone extraordinary. But then, the doubts hit me. What if she's with someone? What if I approach her and make a fool of myself? What if she doesn't even want to talk to anyone tonight? It felt like a mental storm had taken over. My thoughts were spiraling out of control, and the fear of rejection was almost paralyzing. But then a single thought cut through the noise. What will you regret more, trying and failing, or never knowing what could have been? Taking a deep breath, I reminded myself of what Marcus Aurelius said. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. And right then, I realized the only thing worse than rejection was living with the regret of not trying. So, I stood up, walked over to her, and said exactly what was on my mind. Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but I feel like I'd regret it all night if I didn't come over and say hello. How's it going? For a moment, I held my breath. Would she smile? Would she brush me off? My nerves were on edge. But then something incredible happened. She smiled, a warm, genuine smile that instantly put me at ease. Hi, she said, her voice carrying a hint of curiosity. And just like that, the ice was broken. What struck me most was how authentic the moment felt. I wasn't trying to impress her with some rehearsed line. I wasn't pretending to be someone I wasn't. I was just me, raw, a little nervous, but completely honest. And it worked. By being honest and dropping the facade, I allowed her to see the real me, and that's what made the difference. In hindsight, the worst-case scenario wasn't nearly as terrifying as I had built it up to be. What's the worst that could have happened? She might have politely declined, and life would have gone on. But the best-case scenario? Well, it became one of the most memorable nights of my life. The lesson here is simple. Life rewards the bold. It's better to stumble forward than to stand still. As Brené Brown says, vulnerability is not weakness. It's our most accurate measure of courage. Whether it's meeting someone new, chasing a dream, or taking a chance, the magic happens when you embrace the uncertainty and take the leap. Number 2. How do you smile so they feel attracted? Have you ever thought about the power of your laughter? Take a moment to reflect on this. A recent study explores how each person has their own unique laugh and how it develops over time. To summarize, the research categorizes laughter into 2 types, loud laughter and quiet laughter. From an evolutionary psychology standpoint, laughter is more than just a response to humor. In ancient tribes, leaders and rulers would laugh loudly, without hesitation, showcasing strength and confidence. Meanwhile, Those who felt less secure would often laugh softly, almost as if they were seeking permission to exist. Fast forward to the present day, and society has taught us to suppress this primal expression. Don't laugh too loud, they say. It's crude. But think about it. When someone laughs boldly, doesn't it catch your attention? Doesn't it exude a certain allure? That's because laughter, at its core, is social currency. Here's a challenge for you. For the next week, try laughing louder. Watch something funny and let yourself laugh wholeheartedly. Notice the sensation of laughter. Yes, at first it may feel awkward, but like anything else, posture, voice, even how you shake hands, it's a skill that you can improve. The best part? Not only will others find you more attractive, but a strong, genuine laugh is a gift to yourself. It reminds you to not take life too seriously, to cherish the moments of joy, and to show the world your true self. Yet society often praises the idea that to earn respect, you need to act tough, stern, and avoid smiling, like the brooding heroes we see on TV. But the truth is, being approachable and sincere doesn't diminish your presence. It amplifies it. Some time ago, I stumbled upon a fascinating concept. Research has shown that a smile, especially a sincere one, doesn't just make you more likable, it radiates confidence and emotional stability. So I decided to experiment. One evening, when hanging out with friends, I made an effort to smile and laugh more, even when the jokes weren't that great. Guess what happened? At first, my friends were curious. One even joked, "What's up with you today? Did you win the lottery or something?" But before long, the mood shifted. Conversations became livelier, and I felt myself connecting deeper with everyone in the room. It was contagious. Then, one friend interrupted and said, "But you know, powerful people don't laugh much. They're supposed to look serious." That made me pause. Is that really true? Or is it just a social myth? Let's analyze this. Research published in Psychological Science shows that people who laugh frequently are perceived as more competent, approachable, and trustworthy. Think of leaders like Barack Obama. His warmth and ability to connect with people made him incredibly magnetic. Or Richard Branson, who often emphasizes the power of positivity in leadership. The reality is, being too serious can push people away. Imagine walking into a room exuding an untouchable seriousness. Would you expect people to feel comfortable or attracted to you? Probably not. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your energy is cold and rigid, people will respond in kind." Women have an innate intuition. They pick up on subtle signals like body language and energy. If you're comfortable, genuine, and unafraid to show joy, you'll instantly become more attractive. Why? Because that level of comfort signals safety and emotional intelligence. Here's a quick test. Think of a time when you naturally attracted someone's attention. Did you try to impress them by acting overly serious? Or did you relax, laugh, and simply enjoy the moment? Probably the latter. So, what can you do to cultivate this? Start with the small things. Laugh more, even in casual interactions. Science has shown that this releases endorphins and reduces stress, not just for you, but for those around you. Embrace vulnerability. Being real is far more attractive than wearing a stoic mask. It's not about faking a smile or trying to act happy. It's about being authentic, finding joy in your interactions, and sharing that energy with others. True confidence isn't about looking serious. It's about being at peace with yourself and allowing others to feel comfortable around you. Laughter isn't just an expression. It's an invitation to connect, to let down your guard, and to step into the power of being unapologetically yourself. So next time you catch yourself holding back a laugh, remember this. Your laughter is a signal to the world, and it has the power to transform the way you relate to everyone around you. Don't hide it. Let it shine. Number 3. How to talk comfortably with women. Imagine this. You see a woman across the room who catches your eye. Your palms sweat, your mind races, and every clever line you've rehearsed suddenly vanishes. Sounds familiar? Here's the truth. Forget the cheesy pickup lines. What works best is authenticity. Let me set the stage. You walk up to her, and instead of fumbling or overthinking, you simply say, "Hey, you seem really interesting, and I'd love to get to know you." Straightforward, confident, and real. Why does this work? Because women value sincerity. You're not hiding behind pretense or games. You're owning your interest unapologetically. Now, here's where most guys mess up. They either come on too strong or hesitate so much that they lose the moment. The sweet spot lies in what I call shameless interest. It's about being direct without being overbearing. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Be honest about your intentions, but also stay curious about who she is beyond her appearance. Let's break it down with a real-life example. You're at a coffee shop, and she's in line ahead of you. Instead of rehearsing your own conversation, say something fun. "Hey, this is my first time here. Can you give me some feedback on the coffee you ordered? I think the name matches the outfit you're wearing. It's something special." This kind of question does two things. It opens the door for a playful response. It shows you're observing her actions, not just focusing on her looks. Curiosity is magnetic. People love talking about themselves when they feel genuinely seen. Follow up with something like, "By the way, I'm your name. I couldn't help but notice your vibe. It's refreshing. What's your story?" Notice the balance? You're expressing interest, but inviting her to share something about herself, creating a connection. What's something you've done recently that made you really proud? It's about being grounded in your value. Women notice the difference between a man who seeks validation and one who gives it freely. So, when you compliment her, do it thoughtfully. Instead of saying, "You're so pretty," try, "You have an amazing energy. It's hard not to notice." Now, ask yourself, what's stopping you from starting that next conversation? Fear of rejection? Overthinking? Here's your challenge. The next time you see someone you're interested in, ditch the lines, keep it real, and lead with curiosity. I also like to find playful ways to let a girl know I like her. For example, I might say, "Stop being so cute. You're making me forget what I was going to say. You're an incredibly adorable person. I can tell you're going to like you. Should we drop everything and get married? If you're trying to make me like you, it sounds like you're doing it." Here's the catch. Don't bombard her with questions like an interrogation. Sprinkle them naturally into the conversation, and always listen more than you speak. You can use this technique whether you're meeting her for the first time, starting a conversation, or even going on a second date. However, if you've just met her, or she's a classmate or coworker, start with casual conversation and wait until you're on a date to take this approach. Number 4. Why guys get stuck in the gray zone. Let me ask you something. How many times have you hesitated, second-guessed yourself, and missed an opportunity that could have changed everything? If you're like most guys, the answer is probably too many. Why? Because you're stuck in the dreaded gray zone, that space where everything is unclear, undefined, and just plain frustrating. But here's the truth. The gray zone isn't some mysterious force that traps you. It's a product of fear. Fear of being honest, direct, and vulnerable. The irony? That very fear is what keeps you from getting what you want. Listen closely. Clarity is power. When you're clear about your intentions, you take control of the narrative. It's no longer a game of guessing or overanalyzing. You create a moment of certainty, of black and white. And believe me, women notice that kind of boldness. But here's the catch. Clarity demands courage. It takes guts to show up, look someone in the eye and say, "This is who I am. This is what I want." Most guys dodge this because they're terrified of rejection. But let me tell you, courage is magnetic. Women are drawn to it, not because you're trying to impress them, but because it shows you're confident enough to risk being real. Let me break something down for you. There's a fine line between showing interest and handing over all your power. If you're too afraid to show you're attracted to someone, you'll come off as weak or insincere. On the flip side, if you act like she's the only thing that matters, she'll feel like she holds all the cards, and trust me, that's not attractive either. So what's the balance? You express interest, but you don't let it define you. Instead of saying something generic like, "Your hair is beautiful," you could say, "I like your hair. It suits your vibe." See the difference? It's specific, thoughtful, and confident without being over the top. Here's the golden rule. Attraction isn't about what you say. It's about how you make someone feel. You can't fake confidence or authenticity. Those things come through in your tone, your body language, and your presence. Think about this. When you walk up to a woman and confidently say, "Hey, I wanted to meet you. You caught my eye," what are you really communicating? You're showing her that you're not afraid to take a chance. You're signaling that you're the kind of person who goes after what they want. That energy is irresistible. And here's the kicker. Attraction is mostly nonverbal. It's in the way you stand, the way you hold eye contact, the way your voice carries. Words matter, sure, but they're just the tip of the iceberg. The real connection happens in what's unsaid. One of the biggest differences between men who succeed and men who get stuck in the gray zone is mindset. Guys with options, guys who know they're desirable, approach situations with a sense of abundance. They assume women are interested because, frankly, they've seen it happen before. And if a woman isn't interested, they don't spiral into self-doubt. They shrug it off because they know their worth isn't tied to one person's opinion. Compare that to the guy who's always doubting himself. He overcompensates, clings too tightly, and tries too hard to please. The result? He pushes people away because he's broadcasting insecurity. The more desperate you are, the less attractive you seem. The lesson I'll never forget. Let me tell you a story, one that's burned into my memory. There was a night, years ago, when I saw someone who completely captivated me. She was standing across the room, laughing, radiant. I knew I wanted to talk to her, but I hesitated. My mind raced. What if she's not interested? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I embarrass myself? By the time I finally worked up the nerve, it was too late. Someone else had already approached her. That someone else? My friend. And here's the twist. He didn't do anything extraordinary. He walked up, smiled, and said something simple like, "Hey, I noticed you, and I wanted to say hi." That's it. He wasn't smoother than me. He wasn't better looking. He was just braver. That night, I learned a lesson the hard way. Hesitation kills opportunity. So here's my advice. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect words. There's no magic formula, no foolproof line. The key is to be genuine, confident, and unapologetically yourself. When you see someone who catches your eye, don't let fear paralyze you. Approach her, smile, introduce yourself. Be curious about who she is. Show her you're someone worth knowing. Not because you're trying to prove it, but because you already believe it. And if she's not interested, that's okay. The right people will respond to your energy. The wrong ones won't. And that's not a reflection of your value. The bottom line. The gray zone is a prison of your own making. But the good news, you hold the key. All it takes is a little courage, a little clarity, and a willingness to risk rejection. Because the truth is, nothing extraordinary happens in the safety of your comfort zone. Take the leap. Speak your mind. Show up boldly. You'll be amazed at what happens when you stop holding back. In conclusion, mastering a simple technique to hack a woman's mind isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding, empathy, and building genuine connections. By embracing this approach, you can cultivate stronger relationships based on trust and mutual respect. Remember, every effort you make to grow emotionally intelligent contributes to a more fulfilling life. If you found this video insightful, please show your support by hitting the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Goddess. Your thoughts matter, so share your perspectives in the comments section below. Also, tap the notification bell to stay updated with more inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.